Good morning. Myself, Professor Kavita Thakur, Professor in School of Studies in Electronics and Photonics, Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University. Today we shall discuss linear shift invariant discrete time system. Invariant discrete time system. This system and its property and characteristics are same as linear shift invariant continuous time system, which we have already studied in continuous time domain. So today we shall discuss the same property characteristic in discrete time domain. So we shall start with the first system. What is a system? What is a system? A system is defined as a unique operator or a transformation or an operator which maps an input sequence into a output sequence. So system is defined as a unique transformation or an operator that maps an input sequence into an output sequence. Suppose this is our LSIS system, right? And Xn is input to this system and Yn is output of this system. Then system is nothing but an operator. It is represented by this. So Yn operated over a input sequence Xn. This is the mathematical representation of this block diagram. So system is nothing but a unique transformation or an operator which maps an input sequence into an output sequence. And in this way we can represent this block diagram. Now come to we impose the condition of linearity over the system. We impose the condition of linearity. So next come to this linear system. As we all know that linear system can be defined by the principle of superposition, or a system that follows the property of principle of superposition, we call that system as linear system. Suppose y1n and linear system follows the property of superposition, right? Suppose y1n and y2n are two responses. Responses means outputs. When x1n and x2n are applied as inputs respectively. That means, what does it mean? Suppose we have this linear system. Okay, input x1n, output is y1n. It is assumed, right? So how can we represent? y1n is equal to operator operated over input sequence xn, right? Same system when excited by another input x2n, then output is y2n. It is given. So how can we represent? y2n is equal to operator operated over input x2n. If it is so, then the given system is linear if and only if and only if a times x1n plus b times x2n produces an output a times y1n and plus b times y2n. So the system is linear when input now will become a times x1n plus b times x2n. Okay, and output is a times y1n plus b times y2n. Then the system is said to be linear. One can prove it. How? What is given? Proof. What is given? System input x1n, output y1n, right? So when we multiply it by a, then output must be a times y1n. Now same system is subjected with, suppose, b times x2n. Output is b times y2n. Then a new sequence a times x1n plus b times x2n. Treat it as new sequence which is applied over a system ls. Then what should be the output? Suppose output is y dash. Then what should be the output? So apply the basic transformation formula. Y dash n is equal to system operated over new sequence. What is the new sequence? A times x1n plus b times x2n. Right? Now transformation operator is linear. Means this is operated over a times x1n plus operator operated over b times x2n. Right? Now here one can represent it like this. A times y1n, a times y1n is equal to operator maps over a times x1n. Given. Here also one can represent this block diagram as b times y2n is equal to t operated over b times x to n. Right? These two are given. Now treat this as new sequence and we have to calculate output. So how can we calculate output? By applying the basic concept of transformation. What is that concept? New output y dash n is equal to operator operated over this sequence. So t operated over a times x1n plus b times x2n. Now the transformation operator is linear. So we can write like this. Operator operated over this sequence plus operator operated over this sequence. Now y dash n is equal to, this is nothing but a times y1, it is given to you. So we can write here a times y1 n plus this part is analogous to this part. So instead of this we can write it as b times y2 n, and this is what we want to calculate. So a linear system is thus property of linear system is, if x1n and x2n two inputs are applied over the system and output is the sum of previous outputs, then we said that system is linear. Now our aim is to get the linear shift invariant system. Okay, so we have to first define what is condition of shift invariancy or shift invariant system. Okay, so next, then we impose the condition of shift invariancy over the linear system to define or to get the linear shift invariant system. Right? So what is shift invariant system? What is shift invariant system? This is linear system. If suppose xn is applied and output is yn. Okay, we can represent it like this: yn is equal to operator operated over xn. Now suppose input is shifted by k unit applied over this linear system, and if output is shifted by the same amount as the input, then we say that the system is shift invariant. Means yn minus k is equal to t operated over xn minus k. Means suppose xn is like this sequence. Suppose xn is 1, then 0.5, right, and then 0. Only 3 samples, right? Here also sir 0. This is sequence xn, right? And suppose inside this box whatever may be the circuit, and output yn is of this type. Suppose output is of this type. Right? Now we shift this by k unit towards this side. So k is equal to suppose 2. K is equal to 2. So 2 shift here. Then 1, then 0.5 and then 0. Right? And if output is also shifted by 2 unit, this is suppose 2. So this sample will start from 2. Earlier 0. This will occupy in this place 3. This sample will occupy here and this sample will occupy here. So we call this sequence as yn minus 2. Okay. If this satisfied or follows, then the system is said to be shift invariant, right? So this is the condition of shift invariancy. Now we can recall that any arbitrary sequence can be represented by sum of product of its scaled and delayed unit sample sequence. Okay, and then we try to get the output based on this arbitrary sequence definition, and assuming that the system is LSIS. Okay. Any arbitrary sequence xn is represented by k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x k delta n minus k. Sum of product of its scaled and delayed unit sample sequence. Now suppose system is linear system. Okay, input is xn and output is yn. Okay, first we consider linear system, then we impose the property of shift invariance and try to get a relation or try to express the output of LSIS system in terms of input and Hn. What is Hn? Hn is nothing but unit sample response of linear system. Right? So this block diagram can be represented as T operated over Xn. Right? Now operator operated over Xn, replace Xn by this expression. So summation k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x k delta n minus k. Right? Now xk is a scaling factor. So operator will operate over the sequence. So one can take x scaling factor out of this expression. So yn is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x k operator operated over a sequence. Which sequence? Delta n minus k. Now we have to give more emphasis over this part. How can we replace this part? Before that, what is Hn? Hn is nothing but unit sample response. Unit sample response. Response means output of given linear system. Okay? Unit sample response means same system when excited by delta n, unit sample. Then we measure the output and we call it as Hn. This is universal notation. Whenever Hn is response means definitely input is unit impulse, means delta n function. This is universally accepted symbol. Hn is nothing but unit sample response of a system. Means same system, before applying xn as input, we apply delta n and measure the output, and we call this as Hn, unit sample response. Now, since system is linear, okay, so when we apply shifted version of impulse n minus k to this system, then definitely output will be hkn. hkn का मतलब when k is equal to 0 means delta n, output is hn. h0n means hn. When k is equal to 1 means input is shifted by 1 unit, then output is h1n. h1n means output is shifted by 1 unit. When k is equal to 2 means delta n minus 2, then h2n, right? System is ln. Okay, but this is somewhat looks clumsy, है ना? We want to more simplify this part. So what we'll do? We impose the condition of shift invariancy. But before that, we shall try to complete this expression. If it is linear system, then yn can be written as summation k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x k, and instead of this, see, one can write it as h k n is equal to operator operated over delta n minus k. So operator operated over delta n minus k, in this place we can write as hkn. So hkn, right? This is very important expression, or one can say that response of or any linear system can be completely characterized by its unit sample response. What conclusion we can draw, or what conclusion we are able to draw from this discussion? कि any linear system can be completely characterized. Any linear system can be completely characterized by its unit sample response. रेस्पॉन्स मीन्स आउटपुट, और इस ऑर्बिट्री सीक्वेंस में हम यूनिट सैंपल सीक्वेंस बोले थे. देयर इज अ डिफरेंस, डोंट बी कंफ्यूज्ड. ऑर्बिट्री सीक्वेंस इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय इट्स यूनिट सैंपल सीक्वेंस, but output of linear system can be characterized by its unit sample response, that is nothing but hkn, right? Now here the output of a linear system depends upon k and n, both values. Okay, so we want to more simplify this part. Okay, so we apply the condition of shift invariancy so that the system will become LSIS, and then we try to express output yn in terms of input xn or its unit sample response hn. So imposing the condition of shift invariancy, the system will become LSIS, right? Input is xn, output is yn and hn, right? Now as per the basic definition, yn is nothing but operator operated over xn, right? What is our motto? We have to characterize the LSIS system. It depends on which factor. Okay, so for that we start with the basic definition of system. Okay, yn is nothing but an operator operated over xn. Now what is xn? What is xn? In the previous expression we have seen, in the previous slide we have seen that any arbitrary sequence can be expressed by this expression. What is xk? Xk is the scaling factor. Scaling factor means suppose k is equal to 1, the sequence value of the sequence at first sampling instant. When k is equal to 2, value of the sequence at second sampling instant. Sampling instant means integer, discrete values, right? So replacing xn by this expression. K is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x k, then delta n minus k. Right? Now this operator is linear, so it will operate over the sequence. Scaling factor is constant. It can be taken out from the transformation symbol. So k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x k, operator operated over sequence n minus k. Right? Now what does this represent? As we have seen that what is HN? LSIS. Same system. Before applying input, we first apply as unit sample sequence, and measuring it output, we call it as HN, and we write HN, sorry, HN, and we write HN over this box. Since system is shift invariant, so if input is shifted by k amount and applied over the same system, then output is also shifted by the same amount. Why? Because system is shift invariant. So HN minus k, इसको हम लिखेंगे HN is equal to operator operated over delta n, and here we can write HN minus k is operator operated over delta n minus k. So instead of t delta n minus k, we can write HN minus k. And finally, what we are getting? Output of LSIS system is represented by this expression x k and HN minus k. This is very important expression. X k HN minus k. Always remember this expression. Any LSIS system can be completely characterized by the sum of product of its scaled and delayed unit sample response. What is HN minus k? Unit sample response. So any linear shift invariant system is completely characterized by sum of product of its scaled and delayed. This is delayed. DELAYED, delayed unit sample response. Right? This is very important conclusion of LSIS system. Right? So this complete the introduction of LSIS system. Now, final formula is this. Now, based on this formula, we can derive some important conclusion also. So, finally, what we get? yn is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x k h n minus k, right? This is nothing but convolution in discrete time domain. This is nothing but a formula or expression of discrete convolution or discrete convolution theorem says that if xn is inputted to LSIS system whose unit sample response is Hn, then output or response of the system is convolution of input xn and hn. Means yn is nothing but xn convol hn, and this is represented mathematically by some dummy variable minus infinity to plus infinity x k h and minus k, and this is nothing but this expression which we have already derived for a LS output system. So the output of LSIS system is nothing but convolution of input and unit sample response. Xn is input, Hn unit sample response, and Yn is output. Then how these three are related in case of LSIS system? Output is nothing but convolution of these two, Xn and Yn, right? Now, as you studied in mathematics that whether it is in continuous time domain or it is in discrete time domain, the property of convolution is that the order in which two functions or two signals or two sequences are convolved is unimportant. Result remains the same if we change the order, right? This is the basic property of convolution. So we shall try to prove here also in case of discrete time system also कि yn is convolution of xn and hn, and yn is also convolution of hn and xn.